All right, shower is completed. That's not okay.
Oh, I just saw the gnat again.
That's not okay, in my opinion. Oh! I've ordered takeout. Yes, I have. I'm using a literal butternut right now.
Trying my first bite of food. It dribbled on me a little bit.
One day I will be a plus size influencer who has died. That is crazy.
This video is so raw, you guys. Fuck.
Damn, what a real bitch is that?
Hello YouTube, it's me Hens. I'm back with Amberlynn's ex-bestie, and she's here to spill more tea in a third Q&A, as you can see from my thumbnail. So, let's get into the tea. Shall we? Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
It's Alexis, and this video is
We
going
know.
to be my third Q&A.
It's considered tacky in the performance arts to clap for yourself, so it's a little weird to give yourself a round of applause for doing 3 videos where you're just spilling tea. Like, it doesn't seem like an accomplishment in life. Bet you were friends with her in the first place.
I also want to talk about a conversation that I had with Amberlynn in January, and I also will be releasing 2 conversations that Tommy had with 2 separate random Instagram users. Tommy, when are you going to learn? You cannot spill your guts out to these random people, especially if you ever had any intention of getting back together with Amberlynn. But maybe after this video, you'll start to think before you speak. Or type. And you've probably also figured out by now that you could do anything and Amberlynn's still not gonna leave you. So live your best life, I guess. This first question is, does Amberlynn yearn to be besties with Jordy? She said it herself that he reminds her of a special someone. Now, I just want to say, I see the frog, and I love Karina. And I also love Jordy. They have always
It's weird that she loves reaction channels. Like, I think she was always watching them and secretly liked them.
been and always will be my favorite reaction channels. And if you were paying attention in my last 2 videos, I kind of subtly alluded to that. But anyways, yes, I do. That's why in the live stream that she deleted, I had mentioned something about like, oh, I thought you liked Jordy. Because I really genuinely thought she did. But I guess
I mean, you didn't have any special information on that, I don't think. We all knew that she had considered him her bestie when she had the pick 3 and decide like what to do with him. It was like bestie, acquaintance, and block. And she blocked Alex. She was acquaintance with Zach, and then she was besties with Jordy.
we're playing pretend over here and
So
she doesn't.
She made her feelings very clear recently.
I also want to add a fun little story time moment to this.
Ugh.
So when Amberlynn
Nobody
was
wants her fucking story time.
living in Kentucky, she saw a license plate that belonged to the same state that Jordy lives in, and she freaked out and was like, oh my god, he's stalking me, he sent someone to stalk me. And I was just like, girl, I think you're a little paranoid, but I also didn't really know, so I was just like, it's okay, like trying to comfort her. But now that I think back on it,
Jordy is totally her stalker, obviously, in Minecraft.
that is ridiculous. Or is it? So this question
What?
asks, did Amber
What the fuck was that? Like, that would insinuate that he actually was a stalker for her. Like, what the hell?
say anything to you about Beck's new partner? So Amberlynn said she didn't know anything about Beck's new partner when I mentioned it to her, but then she asked to see the post, and I had made a comment like, "Aw, Becky looks so good, and their partner is like really hot." And needless to say, she
Why didn't you call them Beck?
did not appreciate that comment, but she didn't speak on either of them in that very moment. The most that Amberlynn has ever said to me
Because
is,
they had already made clear that they go by Beck, and they prefer people to call them Beck if they're not friends. And Alexis is not friends.
is basically that Becky is money hungry and is capitalizing off of their relationship through live streams. But honestly, Destiny did that too. And with what they both had to deal with, especially Becky, pop off, make your coin. The only
She's saying that because it would legitimize herself seeking money in this whole endeavor eventually. I know Jordy was like, oh, she's not monetized. She only has to get a few more metrics done and she's going to be good. And they'll monetize her pretty immediately, I think.
about Amberlynn yet is Jade, but Jade, if you're listening, I have the platform for you to speak out on. I would love to hear from you. So, with that being said, the next question is there any proof/validity to the DV allegations against Jade? I find it hard to believe because of Amber's history with lying on previous partners and also admitting to being the violent one at one point. So, when Amberlynn and Jade broke up, they were obviously still living together. And after we had established that her and I are just going to be friends, and she had already moved on to Danielle, her
Yes, because don't just gloss over that point. Alexis wasn't just seeking to be her friend. She wanted to date Amberlynn. She wanted to date her. So that's who Alexis is. Don't just let that slide.
and Jade
Just because she's spilling tea and dirt on Amber. Don't forget who this girl is who's telling us this.
I would sit on three-way phone conversations pretty often. Sometimes
Why? Why are you a three-way person in their relationship? Why?
conversations lasting like 5, 6, 7 hours. And
What?
honestly, Jade never gave me any red flags. She always just came off
That sounds like she was being filmed without her knowledge, maybe.
as like cool, level-headed, patient, hardworking, kind, intelligent. And I don't even know why she wanted to date Amberlynn in the first place. And Amberlynn did tell me that she has hit Jade before and used to go through her phone periodically, like
Of course
while
she
Jade
did.
was in the shower. But she did mention one time that they were fighting and Amberlynn slapped her, and I guess Jade
Wow.
like pushed her and she fell to the ground. And I think it was a bigger deal
Good.
than it actually was because Amberlynn obviously couldn't get back
Good.
up by herself. And she said
well.
Jade didn't come to help her right away.
Oh well. Oh well.
But I don't
Be an abuser, get abused.
know if I would have either if I was in Jade's position. I mean, I'm sure Jade could have fought her back. So if the
No,
worst
she
she's
can
ever
lay there for a while and wallow in it. She can stay there. And if she pees on herself, oh well.
done is pushed her and Amberlynn
Bad
fell
dog.
over, I wouldn't say that this is like a valid DV allegation.
I'd get her up eventually.
Also, during one of these three-way conversations, Jade had made a comment like, "Oh, Alexis, like, you're really cute. You remind me of one of my exes." And then I guess after the conversation ended, Jade asked Amberlynn for my number, but obviously
Ew.
Amberlynn was not going for that, which is valid. But so we don't have each other's
Ew.
numbers or anything, and I haven't spoke to Jade since she dropped Amberlynn off in Oklahoma. Also,
Good.
right before Jade
Good, because it's creepy that you want to be involved with all of her past friends and relationships that you've never met any of them. Like, she tried to do it with Eric, and then she said that she's jealous of the twink who gets to hang out with Mama Lynn. So it's really creepy that she just wants to be friends with all of these people in Amber's life. It's like very creepy.
was supposed to take Amberlynn to
Even though she's fallen out with Amber Lynn.
Oklahoma, they were fighting pretty bad. So Jade was like, "I'm not taking you. I don't care. Ask Alexis." So Amberlynn actually did
Aw.
ask me to take her to Oklahoma, and I was going to get a rental car and take off of work and drive her from Kentucky to Oklahoma. But
What?
at the last second, Jade changed her mind and she was like, "Whatever. I'm
She was like, no, I'm not going to let a stranger drive you. I'll just take you and then leave you. Bye.
made a commitment. I'll go through with it." And I think she felt bad about me taking off of work and having to put my life on
No, I think that she didn't want a stranger to drive Amber Lynn. I think that's what it was. If you're saying that wifey was so like level-headed and sensible and intelligent, honestly, I would think that that's the reason, not that she was sparing you any hard work and effort. Sorry. Sorry,
Well,
Alexis. I don't think you're that important to wifey,
for an obligation that was hers and not
especially if she hasn't reached out to you since she broke up with Amberlynn. That means she wants to break up with you too.
mine. So this next question asks, can you give us a more in-depth timeline of all of Amber's flings? Like who came first and how long were they talking? So Danielle came immediately after her and I decided that we were gonna just be friends. And Amber really, really liked Danielle, but Danielle had already been in a relationship for like 10 years, I guess, already. So she gave Amber the same excuse that Erica did, which was, "I'm only in this for financial reasons." But
Wonderful.
both Danielle and Erica claimed that their partner slash wife didn't work. So I'm not really sure what that was about. But Amberlynn believes anything
mean,
you
they're
tell her if she
lazy.
likes you enough. And if you're
Did you see Brittany on live stream? like that was messy, messy and sloppy and not good. Should have just waited or like said, sorry, we'll do it in the morning, or sorry, we're just not going to do it, because that was not worth it.
You're just outright cheating, you kind of have to have some kind of story as to why you're cheating or why the cheating is like validated.
You don't need a fucking story. You wanted to cheat and you cheated. That's the end of it. It doesn't matter why. Who the fuck cares why?
So I don't necessarily know if this is the truth, but this is just what I know to be true. As far as Abby goes, she was just this random 20-year-old that messaged her on, I don't know, Instagram, TikTok, some kind of platform. And Amberlynn knew she was 20
TikTok.
when she started talking to her. And when she told me, I was like, what is wrong with you? A 20-year-old has nowhere near the same mindset that you do. Like, part of her brain isn't even fully developed yet. And then when I expressed that I thought that was gross, she backtracked and lied and said that she was 25. And then she lied again and said that Abby had lied to her and said that she was 25, but she's actually 20. Either way.
Wow. I don't go for under 26. Sorry.
Amber knew her real...
And I'm Amber's age. I'm Amber's age. I'm 33. I don't go under 26.
Age. So the age gap between them would be like me dating a 15-year-old right now. Granted, Abby is technically of age, but ew. And I guess the reason why it didn't work out is because Abby is very religious. So she would always tell Amberlynn, like, this relationship is wrong. I can't be gay. God hates me. And growing up in a religious household myself.
Then you need to get away from the people that are telling you that. And you need to seek out community outside of your family.
And having to fight so incredibly hard to be gay and being told I was wrong my entire life up until a couple years ago. I definitely understand the brainwashing and like where she came from. But like, why are you flirting with Amberlynn if you're ashamed to be gay? I don't really know. Abby was just a...
Because relationships and feelings are complicated, especially if you're that young.
Mess. And way too young, and like she needs to be focused on something else. And she also was like an attractive, pretty girl. So again, not understanding the appeal for Amberlynn here, but whatever.
She sounds really, really jealous because also Amberlynn decided not to be with her. Jealous.
Now, as far as the timeline goes with both of those relationships, they were definitely overlapping, but Amberlynn would have chosen Danielle over Abby in a heartbeat. And before Amberlynn and I stopped talking, they were still popping in periodically here and there. And she has spoke with both Danielle and Abby while being in a relationship with Tommy. And speaking of Tommy,
I'm sure Tommy would love to invite the 20-year-old. That sounds like her cup of tea. You know? Really does.
Is one of the conversations
pushing all the boundaries
that I received from a random TikTok user that commented on one of my videos saying that they wanted to show me something. And I'm not gonna lie, after I read this screen record, I felt really bad for Amber. And some of this conversation even took place after they were already back together.
Like, that's hectic.
And here is the second conversation that happened with another random Instagram user. Like, I really want to know what Tommy was thinking when she was responding to all of these random people and making these allegations that she didn't really know who Amberlynn truly was. Because I was on FaceTime when Tommy was in Oklahoma City, and in front of me, Amberlynn asked Tommy if Tommy knew more about who Amber was than she let off in the beginning. And Amberlynn had asked to see Tommy's YouTube history. And initially, Tommy lied and said that she didn't know and she didn't watch reaction channels. And then when Amberlynn was persistent that she wanted to see her YouTube history, Tommy literally turned off her phone, like right in front of me, picked it up and turned it off. Amber was eventually able...
How was it in front of you if you've never met her in person?
...to get the phone turned back on, and she looked through Tommy's YouTube history right in front of me. Needless to say, Tommy was a very active reaction.
It literally, you can't say in front of me unless she literally had the camera pointed at it while you were on FaceTime. Like, what are you talking about?
Channel watcher. But the fact that she like lied in her face and then turned her phone off was like appalling to me. Absolutely appalling. So right here, Tommy is basically outing herself.
Alexis is still up Amber's butt right now. She's absolutely shitting on Emily just because she wants to get rid of her, like, and wants to be back in the good graces with Amber. If Amber wants her back, she'll go running back. She was willing to drive her from Kentucky to in not Indiana, Kentucky to Oklahoma, never having met her in person before. Like, are you kidding? That's weird.
by
Weird.
saying that she just wants someone.
It's like Taking Lives, the movie where the serial killer takes the victim's life over and then just keeps taking identities until he's happy. And like that's exactly what she's planning. She's gonna meet up with Amber one day and then just have her hair straightened and then do her makeup like how Amber does it and then just be like, I'm Amber. Hi Amber. I'm Amber. Time to get rid of you. I'm the new Amber.
To care about her, and states that Amberlynn love bombed her, which is absolutely true. But
I'm just kidding.
Tommy,
But like it is weird how insistent she is to get back around Amber and the people that she knows, even though she supposedly hates her or dislikes her greatly right now. Like
you also
I don't
love bombed
understand
Amber
how
as
this
well,
twisted
and
love is
are
gonna
still
work.
continuing to do so. So if Amberlynn was so bad, why did you get back together with her? I guess I'm just not really understanding. And quite frankly, I don't think I ever will. Also, this is Tommy's response to stalking my TikTok and finding out about the girl who sent me the first screen recording. Like, did you really not think this was gonna come out? That's crazy. And speaking of crazy,
That's
in
crazy.
January, after my ex-girlfriend and I had ended things officially, and Amber and Danielle weren't really headed in a great direction, Amberlynn made up this scenario, well, what I perceived to be made up, about how her mom asked her if she had a crush on me, to which she confirmed that she did. Shocker. And when I asked her why, this was her response. But if
Oh
you
my
liked me
God.
so much, why did you
Jesus Christ, that's a long ass fucking paragraph. Holy shit. Okay, let's do the voice. Do a voice. A voice, a voice, a voice. Why do I have a crush on you? I've gotten to know you. The way your heart is. Because I see the love you have to give, and I see how you want to be loved. Through our time growing as friends and our hours on the phone calls, I have grown to like you more than a friend. Being there for you when you're sad, laughing with you, and having those silent but peaceful times on the phone with you have made me see you differently than I have before. You have the cutest smile I've ever seen. Your giggles give me butterflies. You're a lovely person who genuinely makes me laugh. And I just want to be the best for you always. I want you happy. I know we will never be together, and that's okay. I love being your best friend, and that's what matters to me. You're special. So, yeah, my crush has formed recently, and I wasn't going to tell you, but since you asked, I can't lie.
get into a relationship with Erica 2 weeks later? Honestly, I was kind of like getting really irritated with her at this time because
I'll
she wasn't
respond to this
being
in a
a very
second.
good or active friend. So looking back, I feel like this was a manipulation tactic in order to not only keep me close to her, but keep me on the back burner in case like it didn't work out with any of the other girls that she was talking to at the time. But then
Ma'am, in order to be on the back burner, you have to place yourself there. Duh.
after saying all of that, she claims that we could never be together and then proceeds to give me this
Good, Amber. Applaud to Amber.
better than her, which is true, and that she just simply can't explain it. Girl, you and I both know very well that you were probably talking to Erica already, but if things didn't work out, I'd always be here, so you were just kind of prompting me to.
But the fact that you'll always be there means it's you. You're the problem in that situation. If you will always go back to her, you're the problem. Just like Brittany is the problem with Erica. If she accepts that she'll just cheat on her, like, what the hell is wrong with you people?
Start to see you romantically. And then she claimed she was so hurt by Danielle and Jade. And I was apparently so hurt from my last girlfriend that I was only with for 2 months that she wanted us to be in a better spot before we tried something like that. and then just basically was like, okay, friends until then? Sounds good? Okay, cool. Meanwhile, I'm like, what the is happening? And I definitely didn't see it as me being on the back burner at the time. But since I have stepped away from this relationship with her and I've been able to assess my own feelings about everything, I definitely 100% see it that way now. But then she would periodically send me stuff like this.
Yeah, Alexis, are you trying to get all of us copyright? What the hell is wrong with you? That was a long ass clip.
Amberlynn, are you okay?
What? What do you mean?
All I have to say is row.
What is happening? The energy's different. The energy is a little different.
Bitch, you're making the energy different. Shut the fuck up. So, like, what was I supposed to think? And this type of behavior
Ew.
was displayed on and off throughout our entire friendship, whether
Ew.
she or I were seeing someone else. The only difference is when I was seeing someone else, I did not participate. Which leads me into my next topic.
But you did participate when she had one. You said when you had a partner, you didn't participate. But when she had one, you did. And then when she didn't, you did. You're the problem in this situation. You're the problem, Alexis.
When Cookiegate happened, I was
Oh my
on the phone with
gosh.
her, on FaceTime with her, and she was screen sharing all of her conversations between her and Erica. And initially she did that because Erica, in one of her voice messages,
You, just like Erica, just stop talking to her. Just block her. And then you can be done with it. Wow. What a radical solution that it took. Oh my gosh. Like, you just keep participating in it because you want to. You can block her. You can be done. She can be gone. And you just keep her to come back to you. Just like you go back to her. Like, what the heck? What is wrong with you?
or in the live stream maybe with Jordy, had claimed that Amber said that I gave her the ick. So initially she was trying to
Yeah.
justify that she did not say that. And I want to make it very clear, I did not ask to see anything. She did that on her own free will. But during her showing me everything between them, there was like a lot of nude moments. One of
Ew.
those moments being Cookiegate. Now,
No.
why she sent that video to my phone was because she wanted to stop screen sharing and she wanted to watch my reaction to that video, but then also watch my reaction to her reaction to my
She said that you requested it.
reactionception, if you will. But there is no physical evidence to prove what we were talking about, what was said, anything, because this was all over FaceTime. So in that last screenshot, Amberlynn had mentioned her wanting me to meet my ex-partner Chrissy in person. And Chrissy and I aren't on good terms.
So you're not going to address the fact that she said that you requested the video. Okay.
Right now. And I know that in my second video, I had said something along the lines of they deserve whatever doxing happens to them.
Yes, you
because
did.
of them
And that's fucking disgusting. You should never have said it. You should never have published it on the internet. That was disgusting.
publicly inserting themselves into this and publicly supporting Amberlynn. But we recently had a conversation where they basically told me that they and their mother were receiving hate messages. And
Alexis, there's no situation where saying that is a good situation. Like, you're still saying the wrong thing, even if you think you're right.
the messages basically saying that Chrissy should unalive themselves. And I just want to say that I don't condone that.
I don't know why you're surprised. Amber has claimed that she's gotten that kind of shit. So why were you surprised that somebody that you had such vitriol for would get that? Especially somebody who's supporting Amber. Like, you did that. You did that, Alexis. You.
I have never and would never threaten someone's life, especially over
Well,
something
you're responsible for it. You are responsible because you're the one who said it.
so trivial like this. So please stop doing that. And Chrissy, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry that that happened to you. And I'm sorry about the doxing comment that I made. And I'm not trying to justify my actions, but
That's literally pathetic.
I was just
That's pathetic, like Amberlynn.
really mad. But I hope that one day you can forgive me, even if we never speak again. And on
Jesus
that note, it
Christ.
is time for me to be done. I'm assuming there will be follow-up questions from at least some of
Oh, there'll be clips.
you. So you can go ahead and leave those under this video or anywhere on my TikTok. And I'll be recording a fourth Q&A probably in the next couple of days.
Jesus fucking Christ. Just drag it all out. Just drag it out. Oh my gosh. Also, for real, the doxing thing, just gonna try and glaze that over. Like, you did that. Nobody else did it. You did. You did, Alexis. And anybody who still fucks with you after is like kind of glossing over that too, because you called for them to be doxed. It's not just that that happened to them because they were talking to you. That is even worse than what happens to Amberlynn and the people that surround her. So I hope you feel good about yourself. If you like this reaction, I like the surprise ending. Hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll talk to you later.